Thank you for joining me. Today I want to discuss a 5-minute simple strategy that you can start using to build upon your day trading strategy. So the goal is to form your own day trading strategy, but I just want to give you some foundation that you can build upon. I want to emphasize that I only day trade with about 5% of my capital. So if I have $200,000 in net worth and 90 something plus percent is invested in a mutual fund, then the 5%, I might take $10,000 and start the year and day trade with that. Because day trading is very risky. So just keep that in mind when you're day trading. You can have some consistency and you can have some success if you day trade properly, if you day trade with a strategy, and you have set rules that you can follow. Understanding that day trading is mostly all mental. You have to have set rules that you follow and that you don't stray away from. Let me start you off with a 5-minute scalping foundation that you can build upon. So let's take a look at the screen. Okay, so let's assume it's pre-market. This is a 5-minute chart and it's 5 minutes before the bell here. So what I would do is take a quick look. I would zoom out and just quickly build some lines of resistance and support. So right here, it bounced here, didn't break, bounced here, didn't break, bounced here, didn't break, broke it here finally, but then rejected down. So this area right here is going to be extremely important to me. So here, it broke it briefly, couldn't stay above it, broke it, couldn't stay above it. On this day, broke it, dropped below, broke it, dropped below, broke it. So this is an important area. Then I would go up here because here, it tapped here, tapped here, tapped here, tapped here. So this may be another area of interest. And then here also in this area here, because it tapped in this area, it tapped in this area, tapped in this area, tapped in this area, tap, 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 multiple taps. So this is another important area that I may put. And then here it bounced off these areas. Look at here, bounce 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So all these areas were support for a while, and now support becomes resistance. And then here also, because you have a couple taps here and here, and then all the way down here because it tapped here, tapped here. So that would be it for some areas of interest. So then I would go back to my chart here now that I built that out, and this is still, let's say, 5 minutes before pre-market. So now I would take this area here, which was the pre-market high, and I'll build like a supply and demand zone. So this area would be red. This would be a red area because this is the pre-market high. And then I'll go to the pre-market low. So now I have these important areas all marked off. So first I'll take a quick look at the daily for Tesla. And Tesla has been on an uptrend. So this is going to help to build my thesis. If Tesla opens up a certain way, if it starts to build an uptrend, well, I'm going to say that's in line with the current uptrend. And if the whole overall market was on a downtrend and Tesla's been on an uptrend, then I'll say, okay, Tesla has a lot of strength. So now we have the first candle here, market opens. So now what I like to do is kind of like take this area, the first 5-minute open, and build another kind of zone. This is the opening zone. So if it starts to trade below it, then I would say in the intraday it's on a downtrend, and if it breaks above it and it trades above this opening area, then it's on an uptrend. Now if it drops really low, I'm looking at this middle area, if it drops really low and it starts making an uptrend towards this opening area, then that would be one profit target that I'll potentially set. So let's say the market opens, we have the first 5 minute, starts to drop below, drop below, drop low. So no clear entry for me if I'm trading this yet, because it's just on a downtrend. So no obvious trades yet. It's open, it's in this supply zone, but you see it's kind of like forming wicks below it, but quickly jumping back up. And now we have one green candle, but nothing yet that's telling me an uptrend is starting. I would like it. I do like that it's starting to kind of like consolidate in this supply zone. So it's getting bought up, it's dropping below, and then people are getting flushed out, dropping below, being bought, people getting flushed out. So I'm watching, and on this candle here, we have kind of like a fake out where quickly spiked up to 298, and sold off all the way down to 295. So nothing yet that starts to interest me. But now here we start having some stronger looking candles. For me, I'm looking also down here. I have other indicators. I have other indicators that tell me momentum is starting to change. We go here, you see it tap this middle area that opened. Nothing yet telling me to buy. Tapped, it got rejected in that area. I'm still watching. If I'm watching this, I'm patiently not just trying to jump in. It has to be a perfect setup, and that's one thing that you have to get out of this is you have to have discipline. I have set rules and you have to follow them. But here again, so now here it's going to start catching my interest a little bit more because we had this blue cross over the yellow, which is an indicator for me that I like to use. And then here we had the first blue candle that shows a potential uptrend. My EMAs haven't crossed yet, but my interest is definitely peaked at this point. I'm starting to look and I'm trying to see if there's any entry yet. So I'm looking here and now you see here the two EMAs here, they're getting really tight. So I'm really interested here now in these candles. At 1045, 1047 here, this area, we have the first crossover here, my blue EMA crossing over my yellow. We have here strength, blue over the yellow, and we have blue here. This is a buy. This is an entry for me here. So I'm entering here at 1050 at 297.70. Now at this point, you can close your position, or you can look in the next candle to see if this resistance area becomes support. So now it kind of breaks below it, and you can probably stop out and close your position here. So that would be a successful scalp for me. Now for me, I have my own software here. For example, I just showed you using some indicators, but I already have a script that I paid someone to put together so that it can tell me when all those things match. So here it would tell me to go long, and this is on the 1 minute candle. So I would jump in here. This is the same area, 297.80. So it was a little bit later, but it's telling me go long here, and it tells me how many shares to buy based off of what percentage of risk I put. So here, next candle, and here on the next 5 minute candle. So for me, with my strategy, when the 1 minute entry, the 1 minute entry usually gets an earlier entry. But if I do get in on the 1 minute entry and then followed not too long after, my 5 minute entry also has a buy position, I'm going to stay in a little bit longer and probably follow the 5 minute. So you follow the 5 minute here, and then you kind of ride it out. And here, this red light is kind of a warning that I have to tell me possibly take some position. It may be trend changing. So I may have taken some here, but you could have also said, okay, this right here is a bull flag, and my exit would be the drop of this if it drops below here, 298 here, but it broke above it. And here, another bull flag. Here, if you want to kind of like take some profit and then move your stop loss up, you can move it here at 298.47. If it breaks below this wick here, 298.47, you can close it, but it formed another bull flag. And then here again, same thing, bull flag. Your stop can be here, 299.21. You move it up. If this would have dropped below that, you could have gotten out, but it didn't. And again, another bull flag here. And here here I definitely probably would have gotten out, most likely. I think this big drop here from 303 to 300 would have scared me out. This would have been overall a successful trade. That's something you can build on. Just getting your support and resistance, getting supply zone, demand zone, highs, pre-market highs, understanding what the trend is. So with this, I had multiple things that gave me confidence that Tesla was on an uptrend. The daily was on an uptrend. It bounced off of support multiple times. My indicators told me that it was on an uptrend. The overall market showed that it was overall starting to move up on an uptrend. So everything pretty much aligned to tell me that I should jump in and I should hold and ride this out. And this would have been very successful. If you had options, you could have bought some calls. It would have been a very profitable trade. So that was just a quick strategy, something you can take, apply, and use it for yourself and modify it the way you like. Thank you for watching. See you on the next video.